Hello everyone, this is Joanna. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I wanted to show you how to create really neat backgrounds for our beautiful cards using alcohol ink. And there are different ways of applying alcohol ink on the cardstock. I'm going to show you the different ways. To start off with I'm going to use photo paper. I have plenty of it in stock, so that's why I'm not buying anything else, but the best paper to use is Yupo paper, which is vinyl paper. Also, the first way that I'm going to show you that you can apply the alcohol ink is dabbing. And this is not my favorite technique, so I don't do it very often. So I don't have the actual alcohol ink applicator, which is a little bit longer. It's rectangular. It also has Velcro at the bottom, and you put a little bit a piece of felt on it. So what I do is I just grab my blending tool, which also has a Velcro at the bottom, and I have felt, so I just cut out little pieces of felt and I just attach them to the bottom, and voila, there you go. It works just great. And since, like I said, I'm not using this technique all that often, this is just fine. So I'm going to apply 3 different colors, and the butterscotch, espresso, and what is it, pebble. There you go. And what we're going to do is you're just going to start applying it. You start dabbing. There's no rhyme reason to it. You just start covering your cardstock. And a nice thing about this technique is that it is not messy, and as you move on, it dries very quick. This is already dry and ready to use. So if you need something really fast, you need the cardstock fast, this is absolutely perfect. Also, the alcohol ink is going to go a long way with this technique. You really are not using much of it at all. And you can see you get kind of I wanted to say granite look, but it really is not granite. But there is a variation in color. You can go back and add more color to it. Like I said, this is an easy technique, very clean technique, but it's definitely not one of my favorite. But look at this. This is already nice and dry, and you can attach a greeting to it, and there you go. Also, with this technique, another thing that you do get is the control that you have when it comes to applying colors. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Let me just cut off those corners. They just bug me. So let's apply 4 colors. I'm going to start with red. I'm going to move on to yellow and green, and I'm going to stop with the blue. There's the green and the blue. I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. And there you go. You can just go ahead and you can create really cool backgrounds really fast. And you have a total control of how it comes out. Well, I'm sorry. I'm correcting myself. You don't have total control because it still does a little bit of, whatever it wants to do. But you don't have that control with the next technique that I'm going to show you. And this technique is my favorite technique. So these are the ones with that I just did with the blending tool. Now the next technique is kind of wild, and you get kind of different different backgrounds every time you do it. Let me just clean up here. And this is, if you think that this is messy, this is nothing if you compare to the next technique that I'm going to show you. And I actually put everything inside aluminum Well, I am so sorry about that. I have things falling right and left. Okay, so we have all those different colors here. We are going to use, ooh, and we are crooked. So for this technique, I am going to use my favorite colors, which are green. Gonna use green, a little bit of yellow. Actually, let me use bright yellow, and turquoise. Is it turquoise or is it, oh, it's pole. No, that's fine. I like pole too, but that's a very nice color combination. And I am also going to pour some alcohol, 94%, in a cup right here, and I'm going to apply it to my cardstock. And the reason why I'm doing that is because this is not vinyl paper, so I don't want it to just be, I don't want the colors to be just absorbed by the paper. And you will see what I mean when I say that this technique certainly uses more color. And here I'm going to start blowing. I'm going to add more alcohol to it. You can see how the alcohol is moving the colors around. I'm going to add more. You can see how neat the combination of colors is, and I really love it. And of course, if you don't like something, you just give it a little splatter of alcohol and it moves the colors around. And actually, I think I'm happy with the way it looks, so I'm gonna leave it alone. Now, you don't need a variety of different colors to create backgrounds, and I'm going to show you how you can take one color. I'm going to take the darker color, which is, what is this? This is Purple Twilight, and you will be able to get a variety of different shades just by moving it around. So let's put alcohol on. And you can use alcohol or you can use the blending solution. The blending solution, alcohol blending solution, that works great too. Alcohol is certainly much cheaper, but you can just put that down. Let me show you how. You can just take, you don't have to blow. You can just use your brush and move it around. Maybe add a little bit more here, a little bit more there. Let me show you how the blending solution works. You see that? See how it reacts with the ink? Do you see the little circles that it's forming? Pretty cool, huh? And this is also, this is only one single color, and yet you can really get a very cool background. So don't think that you have to go and stock up on all those different colors, because you can do without it anyway, just with a few colors anyways. So let me show you some of the backgrounds that I have made in the past that I'm not very happy with, and I'll show you what you can do to make them more bearable. This one is okay. So here are a few. This one I'm not quite sure what happened, because I'm pretty sure that this is not what I was looking for. So the first, I start off by giving it a spray of alcohol. And usually I check to see if it gives me enough variation or enough interest. Well, this one doesn't. I think I'm looking for something more dramatic. So I'm just going to put a little bit more alcohol in my cup here. Just add it here. And now it is entirely up to me what I want to do. I probably am going to add, ooh, this one, I'm running out of color here. I'm going to add a few greens and a little bit of yellow. Maybe I will add a couple of drops of a little bit darker green and blow it and see what happens. Yeah, this one I'm still not terribly happy with. Okay, this is much better. Now that I started adding alcohol to it, yeah, this is much better. See, this could be your background and you wouldn't have to do much more to it. So I'm going to put it on the side and let it dry. I see the darker and lighter. You can actually move it around if you want a little bit. I'm just going to put it on the side and have it dry. And here is another one that I did. So I'm going to give it a... Actually, let's do this one. This one has some silver in it. Let's see if we can salvage this one. Or if this one is a lost cause. This actually looks pretty cool in itself once I sprayed it. And you can see, do you see the movement? Alcohol is already moving in it. So this one, I think I'm just gonna leave it as is. I think it just needed that little spray of alcohol and it just created more interest to it. Alright, well, let me show you some of the cards that I made using those backgrounds. Let me take off my gloves here. And you will see what I mean about the interest. This one here, for example, this card here, you can see that the background has so many variations of the red, and there is some orange, that just putting the heart on and the wishes, it was just enough, and it's just a very pretty card. And this one here is the same thing. It was just one color. It was purple, and I added a little bit of gold to it, and then I put gold under the heart, and there you go. There's another card. Very simple. If you have a nice background, nice alcohol ink background, you can totally do that. You can get away with simple cards. This one here, look at that. How fun is that? I can see that I sprayed it with alcohol just to add some interest to it too. And I actually cut out the greeting from the same sheet, because I usually use larger sheet to make my backgrounds. So this was actually cut out from the remainder of the sheet. And luckily I had the border die cut here, so I applied it here, but you could easily do something else or just cut it straight. And here's one more. You know, when I cut out the heart from here, I used the inside of the heart on this card, and it came out okay. It was a little bit too simple for me just with the heart itself, so you can see, I'm not sure if you can see it, that I added some scoring lines on two on each side. and I added my greeting. So alcohol inks are so much fun to play with. Once you start, it's really difficult to stop playing with them. And if you have seen my blog in the past, I did do some watercolor underwater colors too with silver, so you can go ahead and check that out too. I'm going to include that in my blog and my blog post. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a lot of fun to play with alcohol inks, so give it a try, and till next time, my friends, ta-ta.